How you doing, guys? Welcome back. It's LSP. It's currently Saturday, 24th of March 2018, 3:05 p.m. GMT time. I just want to do the look ahead video now, get it out of the way. Um, by the time you listen to this, I mean, I'm not going to have time to render it until later this evening, so you'll probably get it later, but it's neither here or there. Um, so as always, guys, we're going to start with fresh charts. You can see, all our charts are fresh. I like to start fresh during the look ahead. We get rid of all all the lines, all the levels, and just start fresh. So again, weekly, still in this area, still in this area. Same old, same old. We've been here for a while now, kind of just grinding up and down, pop above, pop below. But we did have some decent movement this week, So if you just kind of zoom in once, you can see nice, nice rejection here on the previous couple of weeks. So a couple of weeks ago we had this nice rejection upwards, and then we just reversed the entire move. So I think, just judging by the way the market looks on the weekly, it's looking like we're probably going to start to make an attempt to challenge these lows. We just drop down to a daily. Yeah, we'll have to zoom in a little bit more, I guess. But if we drop down to a daily, you can see this is kind of the giveaway really. We had an up day, and then we sort of gapped down almost to the open and just had a steady run down on Friday. So I think at the very least, sort of close on here. So at the very least, my guess would be, somewhere around here for the dollar index. And if the dollar index was obviously going to be grinding down there, then, and we'll call it 88. Ah, man, come on. We'll call it 88.50. All right, so 88.50 on the dollar is what I'm expecting this week. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen, but that's what I'm going to be expecting. And as such, if we go over to the Euro USD, it's a little bit different. I don't need to go over to the weekly on this one because it's a little bit simpler. You can see we had this really nice down day. All right, takes out liquidity here. Any liquidity that was resting below this candle's low, these two candles or these equal lows here, we had a really nice push down. That's all gone. Nice reversal. Up down day. And then on Friday we had a little bit of a lift. So again, my first initial target is probably going to be up here. And I arrive at these targets very quickly, guys. I don't mess around basically. I can see what I want to see on the chart very quickly. And that's why I don't really spend a lot of time, you know, no, wrong one. I don't spend a lot of time going over things too much because then it just becomes a little bit of a headache. Now, while we're talking about this, I just want to quickly go over something, and we'll just round that off to the 50. I just want to quickly go over something. This is not trade advice. You'll notice that I spend a lot of time on the higher time frames. So I'll show you guys a bunch of levels, and I say keep an eye on this, keep an eye on that. After that, it's nothing to do with me. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm not here to get anybody into trades or get anybody out of trades. My whole premise here really is, or the idea behind everything that I'm doing is basically to educate people on higher time frame order flow, to just kind of push people in the right direction, guys. Stay on the higher time frames. Just that's the level. Just keep an eye on that level. And when I get when I get to gold, I'm going to give you a reason why. Sometimes knowing where it's going and getting into completely different things, which I've mentioned many, many times on Twitter, but you'll see in a second. So with the euro, like I said, if we get through all of this now down here, then we're going to be reaching for this area, and we're going to be reaching for this low down here. Anything can happen, obviously. We let Sunday do its thing, we let Monday do its thing. There's really no fucking rush at all. Why people feel the need to immediately get into the market? That's the allure of the forex market's 24 hours. Let's all pile in on Sunday. Nah, nah. So um, for me, I'm expecting at least a 100 pip run to the upside. Now, this may all happen on Monday, and I've got a funny feeling it's going to happen on Monday. Don't quote me on this one, but I've got a funny feeling on Monday's price action is going to be, a run up and take out this high. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not hinging my week on that at all, and I'll do a more in-depth analysis for myself personally when I do my weekly breakdown later. But for now, these are just levels that I like to have on my chart, and just to kind of see, going into the new week, I've got something in mind. I know what I'm expecting, and I'm not taken by surprise if something else happens. If we just drop down to the 4 hour, just kind of see. Uh, so yeah, I do like this. We had a swing low created here, nice push up, grinding, 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 comes a little bit lower, takes out all the liquidity here on this move down. Nice reversal, which was that reversal day, you know, shallow pullback, nice tail, swing low created, push up, 1 bar pullback, push up, and then we kind of stopped here. Again, we'll probably get a little bit of a chop, and then maybe somewhere in London on Tuesday. If it stays around here, then we're going to get a nice little pop up, hopefully. But again, I do like this the way that it's formed. We've got equal highs here. We've got some inefficiencies up here. And let's see roughly where we're at right now. Talking about 150 pip range. There's plenty of movement to the upside. If all of this breaks to the downside, then obviously we know we're going down here. You know, it's not like we get in our own way as traders. Basically, it's not hard to see what I'm showing you. You know, cable. Again, cable was grinding higher a lot longer, or long before the euro was doing its thing. You know, so it was showing a lot of relative strength. The dollar was, you know, taking a shit dive. And you know, this had already ran as much as it needed to run, so it had that nice final little pop on Thursday, reversed, and then it just kind of hovered around on Friday, didn't really do much. So not really a lot to work with on cable. It's achieved a lot of its objectives to the upside. Most of them we'd already planned out. I was saying this one here, if you remember. Down here when it was like this, there was a swing high, a swing high, a swing high, and a swing high, and I drew that trend line, and I was saying anybody that's going to be in this, right, expecting the trend line to be respected is going to get absolutely fucking decimated, and they just did. And that was the level that I was calling for, which was the 140, 150, which easily got smashed through. So, you know, when I'm not trying to be arrogant, but like I said many, many times on Twitter, I know where price is going. You know, getting in, completely different story. I have my own personal trading style to get into the trades that I get into, but you know, everybody has their own way of doing things. You know, so like I said, you know, these are just general levels that I have on my charts. There's nothing I'm going to mark out for cable. But going back to what I was saying a second ago, I'm not trying to be arrogant. It's just, you know, if the levels are there, I mean, who knows? I might throw something out. Somebody will be like, yeah, that kind of makes sense to me. I want to keep an eye on this, and they learn something. That's the whole point. So that's that. USD CAD, I still believe. It's changed ever so slightly, but I was marking out this level here, and I have no idea why the fuck that is that color. That is disgusting. Salmon. Ugh, man. Not happening, mate. So I still think we're gonna, you know, come up into this area. If the dollar consolidates a little bit more, it's going to give the USD CAD a little bit of a chance to kind of get up there, which we're talking from where we are right now. About 323 pip range. We've still got time for the, you know, the rest of the month to do this. If we start to run lower, I'd like to see a good push lower to around about here before I'd even consider, yep, that's getting taken out and this is getting taken out. Right now, taking out all of this liquidity, it popped up, rejected, had a really strong week, really strong week, and then we came all the way back down. But this isn't a reversal day for me. It still looks like it wants to go up there. Drop down to a daily. You can see really nice trend up. Shallow pullback, nice, nice, you know, weekly move, and then we had a bit of a shit week last week, you know, but we're resting above all of these old highs now, so we may find some support in here and have that, you know, one final push up. When it does get up there, I do expect it to start running lower because Canadian dollar should start getting stronger now. USD, Japanese yen. Standard, guys. I mean, you saw in the look ahead video last week, it was up here. I was saying it's going to come down here. It did. You know, and if it did come down here, it's probably going to find some sort of support. There was an old video that I did ages ago that was, you know, when I was saying we're stuck between two consolidation levels, this one here and this one here. If we do manage to get our way through this, I do expect that one of two things is going to happen with the USD Japanese yen. At one point, I was saying that will probably go sideways. As it looks right now, if we can manage to get through a little bit of this consolidation, I imagine we're probably going to retest these lows down here. But this is a tricky one for me. Last week was easy, to be honest, very simple in terms of it coming lower because everything was coming lower in terms of the Japanese yen. Japanese yen was going to be getting stronger anyway. It was obvious. You can see this is the weekly of the pound Japanese yen, and of all of them, as you go through them, you can see Aussie dollar, Japanese yen took a shit dive. You know, Canadian Japanese yen, a little bit lower, a little bit more strengthening of the Canadian dollar. You've got the Euro Japanese yen, lower, okay, and you've got the New Zealand Japanese yen, lower. Okay, so if we go back to cable, you can see it's a little bit higher than the rest, Okay, and it hasn't challenged these previous lows. Why? Because not cable, sorry, because the pound is still strong. The pound was obviously strong last week, and it was holding this pair a little bit higher. And that's why I've kind of stayed away from it, because it was obvious that the pound was strong. Just kind of taking a step back from that, and then obviously going into the rest of them, there's no point, because at this point, whatever objectives that I felt needed to be fulfilled were fulfilled. There's still a little bit more movement left on the Aussie dollar, Japanese yen. I think we're probably going to end up coming down here, probably about another 100 pips or so. May get it, may not, I don't know. But that's just something that I'll keep an eye on. I don't trade this pair, so that's that one. Gold, I mean, do I need to say any more? Obviously, you know that I took some hits on this, on that stupid little challenge account, which I couldn't give a toss about, to be honest. I'm just going to grind that, and when it's ready, I'll just prove everybody wrong. Excuse me, I'll just prove everybody wrong. And I've been saving some clips and some things, so I can kind of put together masterfully a nice little video, which I'm going to be putting online at some point. But that's in the future. So I'll just throw that out there now, just to shit on people's strawberries. But that's not normally like me. But somebody really wound me up, so I'm gonna teach him a lesson. So that's that. This, I mean, I was talking about this forever. Obviously, this is what I was saying in Twitter, or on Twitter, for a while, and even today when I posted a bunch of tweets, I was saying, knowing where price is going, easy as fuck. Easy, 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 easy. Getting into the marketplace, that's the hard part. It's not easy to get into the market. Like when it's here, you can say, well, I'm confident that 1341 is going to get tagged. Okay, great. But what if it comes all the way fucking down here? Do you know what I mean? Are you still that confident? We had a lot of slop, and if you remember, I was saying accumulation, came up, came back down, accumulation, accumulation, accumulation. Then it came all the way back down again, took out all these fuckers that went long, including myself, and then grind all the way back up. Really nice candle. That right there, that's what I should have been waiting for, to be fair. Initially, I wanted to pop through and a retest, and then I was going to go for 1375. It never happened. And I'll be honest with you, I don't trade gold on my main account. I just trade the euro. The fuck is that? Sorry, guys. I just trade euro and cable. They're the only two that I trade on my main account. But these little challenge accounts, and I've got another very small account as well. They just allow me to fuck around, do you know what I mean? And just get in and out of the marketplace, and just do some studies, whatever. And not worry too much about blowing 100 quid or whatever. It's not the end of the world if it doesn't work out. But my main account trading, I don't trade anything else other than the Euro USD and the pound USD. That's it. But this is what I should have been waiting for. Like I said, I was expecting a push through at this point. I wanted that nice final push through, and I was saying I was going to wait for it to push through, retest, and then go for the 1375. In one of the videos I went on record and I said 1341, that's going to get tagged. It was, again, obvious to me personally, right? But this is what I should have been waiting for. This candle right here. This is the fucking easiest setup ever. Ever. Yeah, it's so easy to get into a trade like this because it's displacement. It's obvious they've really tipped their hand. If they reverse this after all this shit, then it's going to hell, basically. Probably down here somewhere, but they didn't. Really nice push up, very shallow pullback on this. What we're on the daily, so very shallow pullback on the Thursday. This was your entry really, and then boom, Friday, done. You know what I mean? And I actually did get into this, but I made 9 pence, and then I just got out, and I just thought, you know what, you know, gold's been fucking me around a little bit, and I just want to kind of stay away from it. And just to clarify, not on my main account, all right, not on my main account. So going into this week, guys, I'm going to be focused on just. I'll keep an eye on gold, obviously that goes without saying. But going into this week, I'm going to keep an eye on the USD Canadian dollar. I just want to kind of see how this fares going up into this. Excuse me, going up into this. I've got really bad allergies, guys. That's why I keep touching my nose. I've said this before. But I do think we're going to get that one final push up into this level. So I'll be keeping an eye on this. If we get kind of up here around about, we clear this high, it shallows around a little bit, boom. Maybe there's a little trade somewhere, probably around about here, say, just for argument's sake, after a bunch of stuff, if it sets up nicely, but we'll see. Cable, done with cable, not really going to be paying much attention to this going into the week. I'll monitor it on a daily basis, but it's not something that's going to be on my charts much. The focus for me is going to be the Euro USD based on the dollar and what that's doing, and based on what the Euro USD is doing. I do think we're going to get a really nice push up. 124.45 is going to be the level that I'm going to be looking for. We'll probably tag 124.50 and take out this high. And again, very similar to the cable guys. It's sort of trendy, liney sort of thing. I think whoever's going to be using trend lines is going to get slapped in the face as usual, right? Because they do work and they don't work. It just, you've got to be able to pinpoint the moments when they're not going to work, and then take that trade. So that's me, guys. I hope, what time is it? Yeah, perfect. So that's me. I hope you find this, this video insightful. I hope there's something in there for you that you can learn from. Um, Apologize for for the swearing, and a few of the little rants, whatever. But that's that. All right, guys. So I will see you. I'm gonna start doing a few more videos, so I'll be posting those soon. I just had to take a little bit of a break. My throat was, my throat and my voice was getting a little bit pounded. So I was doing a lot of videos, literally every day, 2 or 3 videos. It was too much. So taking a step back, took a week and a half off. Done a little bit of trading, here and there. One trade on my main account this week, which was, I'll just show you again, very easy trade. It was right there. So right here, basically 40 pips, and it was literally like that. I had a 4 pip drawdown. Excuse me, 4 pip drawdown. Took 40 pips, clear out this small little inefficiency here, done for the week, and that was on Thursday. I waited literally all week. I tried one trade on cable, which wasn't on my main account, but I took a very quick trade on cable, did not follow through, got out of that trade. That was that. And then I ended up taking this euro trade, which is, it goes without saying, it just set up perfectly, really. There's nothing else I can say. All right, guys, so that's me, and I'll catch up with you guys in the next video. Done. And I'll see you in the next video. All right, guys, take care, and I will see you soon. Ciao, ciao.